I humbly ask that you join me, unless you are completely without sin, in forgiving my friend his trespasses, offering him the same clean slate you have me, and allowing him to continue his great and ongoing contribution to our collective art without shame. He's hugged the cactus long enough.
Taking and drinking and all of that. You know, you think you're free of all of that? Or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
All of whose job basically is to protect society from you.
You have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for. No matter how strong you are going to be affected by this place.
He was no ordinary actor, but one of the biggest stars of the 90s.
The blue-eyed genius heartbreaker won 2 Oscars and the Golden Globe Award as Best Director.
Building a career most actors could only dream of. Hollywood's sexiest man alive.
And to give you an idea of how powerful and wealthy Mel Gibson is, in 2011 it was reported that his net worth was approximately $850 million.
And the Oscar goes to Mel Gibson for Braveheart.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is a truly wonderful evening for me. Thank you.
But suddenly, he lost everything, and his life collapsed in a shocking way.
Thursday night, Mel Gibson was arrested on the Pacific Coast Highway with a bottle of tequila in his brand new Lexus, and he was clocked at about 84 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone.
Now to the divorce settlement between Mel Gibson and his wife of nearly $450 million agreement, believed to be the biggest celebrity divorce payout in Hollywood history.
Celebrity site Radar Online reports Mel Gibson, unaware he was being recorded, lashed out at his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 8-month-old child.
I'm just telling you the truth. I don't like it. I don't want that woman. I don't want you.
But despite his talent, Hollywood turned on Gibson.
Yet somehow Gibson's stay on Hollywood's blacklist went almost unnoticed.
I mean, this is a bizarre place. No matter how strong you are going to be affected by this place.
Everyone abandoned him and betrayed him, except for one person who stood behind him.
On this special occasion, and in light of the recent holidays, including Columbus Day, I humbly ask that you join me, unless you are completely without sin, in forgiving my friend his trespasses.
Everyone was stunned because this actor risked his career to defend his friend.
He may be one of the most influential and inspiring figures in cinema.
Robert Downey Jr. is one of the most popular and well-paid actors on the planet thanks to his iconic portrayal of Iron Man.
Some sources estimate the actor's net worth to be in the range of $300 million.
And the people's choice is Robert Downey Jr.
But many were unaware of the dark past he always tried to hide and run away from.
You know, the dark periods you entered, and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether, you know, you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Downey Jr. was introduced to drugs at a very early age.
Professional and personal life would be derailed, and his image as a rising star in Hollywood would be greatly tarnished thanks to a crippling drug addiction that the actor had been struggling with for years.
It's too sad, such a bright person, and he's not a criminal. He's a victim of the drugs.
Was when he was found lying unconscious in the bed of his neighbor's daughter.
I had to look at that too because, you know, I have been called a menace to society.
In 1999, Robert relapsed and missed a court-ordered test. Now he was threatened with a real term of 4 years in prison.
I'm going to incarcerate you in a way that's very unpleasant for you. I'm doing that because I believe if you understand that's where you're going, maybe it'll save your life.
You see razor wire fences, you see a lot of correctional officers, some armed, some not, all of whose job basically is to protect society from you.
But after he left the court, everyone looked down to him, except for one person.
They both began to see each other as human. And of course, Mel Gibson was the one who opened the doors of Hollywood back up for Robert after all the drug-related problems he had. So he cast me in the lead of a movie that was actually developed for him, and he kept a roof over my head, and he kept food on the table, and most importantly, he said, that if I accepted responsibility for my wrongdoings, I'd become a man of some humility and that my life would take on a new meaning.
So Robert decided to do something that shocked a lot of people in Hollywood at the time.
In forgiving my friend his trespasses, offering him the same clean slate you have me, and allowing him to continue his great and ongoing contribution to our collective art without shame, he's hugged the cactus long enough.
Robert proved that he was a loyal friend, but he didn't just do this for Mel, he also did it for another person. When his friend Johnny Depp was involved in a huge scandal, he was the first one to believe him and support him.
After the strain of a long-term defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard ended with a win for Depp, the New York Post states that Downey Jr. contacted him via FaceTime to express his appreciation. John, thank God it's over.